Well, to be Dp-Ygo here, back with some Fortune Lady goodness in this video. I know some of you guys are probably thinking, come on, Cap, again with the no-tier Fortune Lady nonsense. We don't need that. We don't want that. Yes, Fortune Ladies are definitely non-tier, but they can actually do some pretty decent plays. This is not a pure version of Fortune Ladies. Obviously, you can kind of look at the opening hand and see no Fortune Ladies in there. It's a Fortune Lady variant, and it actually has some very interesting and some very explosive plays. You can make some very legitimate boards. I would say probably on par with something like a DDD. I mean, in fact, once I saw this board, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe Fortune Ladies took part in it. Now, you can kind of disregard the competition. I mean, I have I'm going to say a fair amount of respect for Volcanics as an archetype. Obviously, I think Paleozoics are fantastic. When you combine them together, I feel like it's a little bit of a jumbled mess, and obviously Volcanic Doomfire is just a crap card, so that alone kind of might ruin this entire build, but he is going to play some Fortune Ladies in this build, and they're definitely going to help him get to where he needs to go to. So he's actually going to activate Brilliant Fusion. He's going to get Junk Synchron, and the cool thing is, since Fortune Lady Light is obviously light, he's able to bring her back from the graveyard because he dumped her in there with the Brilliant Fusion as the light card for Seraphonite, and he's going to actually be able to trigger her effect off the Spellbook of Rudra, which he's going to search from secrets. The cool thing about Fortune Ladies is because they're from GX, obviously there were no such things as hard once per turns back then. Look at cards like Stratos and Dark Arm Dragon. They're not hard once per turns because they didn't exist, and you can activate her effect multiple times. So you see he gets the Destiny Draw effect, and he still gets to summon another copy of Fortune Lady Light. Now this is really cool. He summons Gigabyte. Now this was not using a normal summon, so this is a special summon, and then he's gonna go for Instant Fusion, which, you know, I guess rest in pepperonis. This play will only exist for about 10 days or so, and he's gonna revive the other one. Now here is the genius part of the play, right? So he actually goes into Trap Tricks Rafflesaia, and I kind of thought that that was just where the play was going to end. I thought, oh, okay, maybe he's going to go for a rank 1 play since he has 2 Fortune Lady Lights on the field. It's not a bad field. Stardust Dragon plus, you know, a copy of Trap Tricks Rafflesaia. No, check this out. He actually is going to use Treacherous Trap Hole. He's going to blow up his Fortune Lady Lights. They're both going to trigger, and then he's going to get 2 more Fortune Ladies, which is really cool. Then he's going to normal summon, and he's going to actually make that Bahamut Shark. And when you look at this turn 1 board, don't tell me that this wasn't actually a very strong play. Not only does he have a 2000 defender in Fortune Lady Dark, which is one of the monsters that he summoned from the Fortune Lady Lights that he had on the field, but he has a Trap Tricks Rafflesaia, which can still be used. Maybe he plays a Bottomless Trap in here. You try and summon a big, I don't know, Thoroughblade or something like that. Obviously he can bottomless it. He has a Stardust Dragon, which protects his entire field from Interrupted Slumber or Regeki Dark Hole, and then he has the Totally Awesome, which obviously just stops, you know, anything that he wants. And if you happen to use the Totally Awesome during his next turn, he can just obviously summon another one, and he can get those Fortune, or he can get the Fortune Lady Water back from the grave. So I believe he ended up going +2. I'm not counting Brilliant Fusion as a real card because it doesn't really serve any purpose as far as like card advantage goes at this point, and I'm not really sure that a deck like Volcanics is equipped to deal with so much anti-destruction. Stardust is already kind of a counter to Volcanics because they want to use Scatter Shot and whatnot, but then when you have Totally Awesome on top of that, and you can take their accelerators and then set them on your side of the field, then those don't even go to the graveyard. And you know, his opponent did use you know, Giant Forehead and Joyous Spring, but it's just not gonna matter because he has so much advantage at this point. You see that he did summon, and he ends up falling into the Floodgate Trap Hole. So, you know, even with the Rafflesaia initially using the Treacherous Trap Hole, it's not like she still doesn't have utility. You can still play Floodgate Trap Hole, you can still play Bottomless, and I think he just won the game off of the first turn. I think I have another Fortune Lady play. I will tell you guys, temper your expectations. The second one, I mean, it was decent. It just wasn't that good. I like to think of this duel as kind of more of a solemn duel. This guy sent me this replay, and he was like, yo, Cap, check this out. This is what Fortune Ladies can really do. And I mean, it's cool. He's able to draw a bunch of cards, but the reason that I don't think his play is honestly that impressive, not like the last one, is because this is what I like to call a solemn duel. His opponent summons Raiden, he activates the effect, he falls into a solemn, and I believe he's going to go Spellbook of the Master, he's going to go Rudra, and then he's going to copy it. He's going to draw another solemn, I think Solemn Warning, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's really cool combining Spellbooks and Fortune Ladies. Like, I think that that's legitimate, and you can see the advantage that, if you just look at the advantage that he has made off just a couple of turns. I mean, he went from 5 cards to, let's see, we got 5 right here, 6, 10 cards. I mean, by the second turn, he has like, 4 additional cards. That's really damn strong. The problem is, I still think that this is mainly just a Solemn duel where, he has Solemn Strike, his opponent normal summons, and he just gets Solemn. So if he was playing against a deck like Zodiac, a deck that if you just Solemn them, they can, still instant fusion temporarily, I guess. They can still use things like Terratop. They still have cards like Barrage. They can still keep going. I'm not really sure if this would have kind of been a free win. So, I think he's actually just going to end the game this turn, but this was more of just a Solemn win. You can, again, still see all the advantage that he made. Oh, no, wait, he had the Electromagnetic Turtle, but he has a 3rd Solemn, so like how often are you going to open with 3 Solemns, man? Solemn for every single turn. That's just not going to happen that often. But it is still an interesting take on Fortune Ladies to combine it with Spellbooks. I actually think that it works. I just think, I don't know, maybe it's Fortune Ladies had like some legitimate trap. They have a counter trap. It's really trash. But I will go ahead and profile the Fortune Lady builds for those of you who are interested. I think mainly just the first one because that was kind of a legitimate win where he was able to do some explosive things and kind of win the duel just off the first turn. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already.